So, kicking it off, we have been talking about how the AFC North is going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, always.
The Steelers are never bad. Between the Browns and the Ravens, the Browns, I think we've talked. I know that my friends that are watching this are not going to agree with me, and they're going to be like, "You're doing us dirty, bro."
Yeah.
But I am the only one of my kind that thinks we're going to fall into some issues with our egos and the lacking of humbleness amongst these people. But my biggest thing is, and I want to talk about Baker and Lamar. So I have a problem with Baker. My friends don't like me for it because I think, again, this is me projecting on what I think he needs to be, which isn't right of me,
Yeah.
but when you've got people like Myles Garrett, who's freaking younger than me, right? Like, that blows my mind in and of itself. But this kid, he literally goes and writes poems in his free time.
And he's a walking 10 sacks. Like, he wake up and get 8 sacks. Like, let's not get serious. Like, be honest about it. Like, he's a freak, and I don't even think he's tapped into
his
like,
freak
what he
nature.
can really be. Like,
Because I don't
he's
think
a
that's
good player.
his nature, man.
Yeah, he's like mild-mannered. Like, that's what I get out of TV and stuff.
Yes.
Like, he come off, but when you speak about, like, Baker and Lamar, like, they two different spectrums. Like,
Yes.
Like, people, I don't know where the criticism came for Lamar. Like, I get it.
Jealousy.
I can get it, but, like, do people know that he won 6 NFL games as a 21-year-old rookie? Like, I don't think people take for granted that he won 6.
And it wasn't an easy trail for the
No,
Ravens.
it was the
with
back
John
end.
Brown and
Not even that.
Everybody coming in and out.
Think about Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. Think about how the offense had to switch in week 11, week 10, whatever week it was. Think about how you...
And it wasn't running the same offense.
That's
It
what
was
I'm
a
saying. I don't even know
complete
what
flip.
offense they was running, but I know it wasn't. Think about the two different dynamics. So people need to, I think before they, like, the criticism on any player, like, look at the situation first. Like, when you look at...
That's a great point.
You look at Baker. He a rookie. People don't forget Baker walked on at Oklahoma. Like,
Yeah.
he had to build himself up. So last year's success, I think he's going to get better. I think Lamar, these guys are going to get better. These guys that has confidence and they got skill sets. Lamar's a freak athlete. Baker is a great, like, he can throw that ball, man.
He isn't a freak athlete,
Yeah,
but
but
he's great. He's great at his job.
And he confident. Like, those two guys are confident. Like, they want to get, like, the key to confidence in those positions is they want to be great.
Yes.
And that's half of the battle right there. If you want to be great, you're going to take the steps to try to do it.
That's true, too. But, okay, so the reason I bring these two quarterbacks up specifically is kind of the pushback that I have against my friends that are so, like, let Baker be Baker as he's slamming beers and tweeting at Delta Airlines because they suck, right? Like, dude, my pushback to them is I want to remind you guys that the cliche sophomore slump isn't a cliche for no reason.
No,
and it's
real.
because more likely than not, a quarterback has a blowout first year. Sophomore year, reality hits. It was a lucky year, and they aren't what they are. So now we've got two great quarterbacks, two possible franchise quarterbacks that, well, the odds tell us that there's a sophomore slump in one of them, and then you got Pat Mahomes, who's 1 year older than, and he blew that sophomore slump out of the water. So it's
but this is his sophomore slump, though, because last year was
you're
his
right.
first year as a full-time starter. So,
But see, a lot of times people count that first year just on the bench as your first year.
That's like a red shirt year, though. He got a chance to sit.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
Alex
lucky.
Smith is not like a bad quarterback. Like, I don't think people would take for granted. Like, he got to learn, and then he got a good coach.
And he's got great players around.
He got the
man.
fastest guy I ever seen in football on his team. I've never seen nobody as fast as Tariq Evans. Like, I have never seen. Like, I've seen some fast guys, but man, but when you speak of like Baker and Lamar and things like that, like, think about how their seasons went, though. If you take a step back, like, people talk about sophomore slump, but those guys didn't start right away.
Right.
So they may pick up where they left off. See, I don't think people like sophomores. Like Big Ben started week 2 when he. Yeah, next year he might have struggled a little bit because he had a full season. Lamar played 6 or 7 games, maybe 8 games. Baker played what? How many games did he finish?
I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah, like that's NFL games. Like, these guys had success. It wasn't like they struggled. Yeah, they made their mistakes. Like, Lamar made mistakes, Baker made mistakes, but their good outweighed their bad
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
Like people, they hone in on one game with Lamar against the Chargers. They played them 2 weeks ago. If the Chargers didn't make an adjustment, what do y'all expect? Like I think people pay too much attention to TV and like being couch coaches and stuff. Like if an NFL team plays another NFL team 1 week and then turn around 2 weeks later and play them again, if that team don't make adjustments, what usually happen?
They lose.
And what happened when you lose? Coaches start getting fired.
Yes.
It's like so you know they're gonna make adjustments. Like so let's not get people got Lamar didn't do this against the freaking what's the dude Melvin Ingram the DN. He played the best game of his career against the Ravens in the playoff. That might have been his best game I ever seen him play. It happens.
Right.
It's one game. Like y'all can't. Where was y'all when Lamar was taking off? Where was they when Baker was taking off?